loves. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everyone is having an amazing day, a remarkable week. Hi, Tiffany. Jatcie is here, and I'm going to invite her up as soon as the internet catches up with us.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. Hey, Tiffany, how's your week going?
There we go.
All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and send my paper planes out again really quickly. Jay, how has your week been going?
Well, let's see. It's been pretty smooth. I have no complaints at all. Actually just working on my collection that I want to release for this summer. So I've been meeting with manufacturers. And then of course Dillard's, Dillard's is my life.
Yes.
But we met with our district manager and regional manager last week. And so just doing some final touches on the floor, thinking of creative ways to drive sales again. So
yeah,
that's pretty much what I've been doing. How about your
awesome.
week? I don't know if I missed that segment.
No. Oh, listen, you're doing absolutely amazing in Dillard's and outside of Dillard's. So at all times, you might as well go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Welcome everyone to the conversation. Yeah. I am Paulette Edwards, because the last time I didn't introduce myself. So I am Paulette Edwards. I am the owner of PE Image Consultant, where I actually assist clients with their inner and outside beauty. So it's not just about shopping for clothes and making sure you look great for a photo op. It's also making sure we're peeling back the layers to ensure that you're showing up confidently and comfortably in life within all areas, not just when you exit out of your door, but how are you showing up for yourself at home? And last month, I thought to myself, I want to really shine a light on women that have either contributed to my life, have made some type of impact, have been a part of my story and my journey. So Jay is definitely one of those women. Ironically, we met so many years ago. Yes. So I will actually let Jay introduce herself and then tell you guys how we met.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this live. I'm really excited to be on here. Like she said, we go way, way back. Way back. When I was in college, and that was over a decade ago.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to reconnect and, just see what happens from this connection now that we're grown women and, yes. But my name is Jatcie Williams. I work at Dillard. So most of you know me here on Instagram as a designer. I am also an image consultant as well, but what you see mostly on my Instagram is dealing with Dillard's. So I'm an area sales manager at Dillard's, and that entails a lot of things. But for the main part, I literally just drive sales in the ladies department. So ladies clothing, all the new designers you all see being released via Dillard's, I kind of man those projects for my store. And then my business Outclass, which you all can see in my bio. I've been designing for a little while. Went to school for retail studies. After I graduated, kind of taught myself how to sew. And from there, we've just been building from the ground up. There's a lot of different, different things I can tell about Outclass and the story of Outclass. But we're here and we're getting to it, and, with more wisdom, more structure. And I'm really excited about what's to come.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited that you're here, most definitely. I remember when I went away to Afghanistan, and I was like, I need someone to write for my blog while I'm absent. And I remember being like, I'll be the person. I was like, seriously? Thank you. Because if you're in Afghanistan, you can't really do much as far as communication because of the time difference, and then the internet was really crappy, if I'm honest. So it was a blessing to have you be the person to say yes, right, for something that was a passion project for me. And then to fast forward, you started designing, and I was like, wait a minute. I think I need this skirt. Let me see. She has matching sets for mom and daughter too. Wait, even though my daughter was not really into that, she's like, yeah, no, we're not matching. But I always admire your drive and your faith base, right? That's always the thing for me, because a lot of people are so afraid to talk about faith. Mm-hmm. They only want to talk about the fluff about life. And it's like, no, outside of that, like, in order to be who you're called to be, you got to have some type of faith relationship, right? You don't have to be super, super churchy or overly Christian. You don't have to be a Bible thumper, but you do have to know where all your help comes from. Right. So I admire that in you. I was like, yeah, this. Yeah, let me just stick with sis, because sis is very structured. She's focused, and she has a passion. So she's not doing this for a financial standpoint. She's doing this because God has given her a vision, and he's expanding your territory like over and over again. So I'm excited for you, extremely. And then your mini is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Glory to God. And I just want to piggyback off of that. I think that makes two of us, and not to be long-winded or drawn out, I think we've circled back for a purpose as well. So I'm excited to see what this friendship, really. I can't even say partnership.
It's actually
partnership is for business purposes.
We're past friends, okay?
Yes.
This is sisterhood.
Yes, this is sis.
Stuck forever and ever. Amen.
Yes.
So, Jay, you've told them a little bit about yourself and what you do in your business space, both professionally and passion. Tell them a little bit about what you feel it means to be a woman of impact. Like, what does that mean to you when you think about it?
When I think of a woman of impact, I immediately think effective leader. I believe it's almost kind of like you can be busy and doing things, but not necessarily making an impact. So for me, to be a woman of impact is like synonymous with effective leadership, or effective leader, effective woman, someone who's making a difference, a woman that's making a difference. And that's really all to it for me.
Yeah, and that's good. When you initially got the message from me and I was like, hey, I want to feature you in my Woman of Impact series, what was your initial thought out the gate?
I was like, oh my God. No, I was honestly very honored that we live with ourselves on a day-to-day basis. We see our mistakes, we see our shortcomings, we also see our things that we succeed in. And sometimes I felt very honored, because with everything I've gone through and things that I've overcome, to me it kind of said it was like, she still sees me, I'm still making a difference, right. And even if it's little, the impact is still sticking. So I was very excited.
It's never little, right?
Yeah.
And we have to be mindful of the words that we speak when we speak of ourselves, right? Like, your impact isn't little. Your impact is on a scale that you personally leverage, right? But what you may consider minor, right, or very minute, can be huge to someone else, right? You just showing up on Instagram and posting a quote really could change the entire day of someone else's life, right? So it's like, oh man, I was really in my bag, in my emotions, feeling unseen, not heard, and unappreciated. But I saw something that Jay posted, and it was like, you know what, you got this. Like, today could be really, really worse. And that's literally how I think in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, boy, I really don't want to go outside in the cold weather and go to this job. I really don't. But somebody in the office needs to see my face to be like, and I'd be like, whoo, Jesus, I pushed through.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Because, Lord, I didn't want to pick out no clothes. I didn't want to straighten my hair. I didn't want to do any of these things, because you feel like you have to be at this level and show up. When in reality, it's like, I just want to be Paulette. Yeah. Like, I just want to wake up one day and be like, I just want to lay in my bed with a cozy blanket and not go out of the house. So, be very, very intentional and mindful of the way that you describe yourself, right? Because I always tell people, like, I'm super impactful. Even if I only do something small to someone, can be mighty in my mind. It's always going to be mighty in my mind, because I showed up and I did it.
Right.
what do you think are challenges with balancing working at Dillard's, doing Outclass, and just being a mom?
Whew, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. It's really funny because I always tell people things really don't get easier. You just learn to adjust, right?
Right.
So balancing it all really comes down to the common denominator of how bad do you want it, you know?
Yeah.
How structured are you? How focused are you, right? So there's a very simple plan that I follow for my daughter, from work. I usually have her at night, and then from work, I will pick her up, we'll do the homework, and then in the wee hours of the morning or the late hours of the night, I'm
So you
focused
do your
on,
business.
yes,
Yep.
running my business. And then I think also, like I said, I can't say that it's easy, but I can't say that it's hard either. I just,
Right.
again, have adjusted. But I think I've learned to work more, work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
So I've learned to delegate things, like I mentioned in the beginning. I have found a manufacturer to manufacture my designs, whereas before I was doing a lot of sewing.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember I used to stay up till like 3 o'clock in the morning sewing, but I was also part-time at Dillard's.
Right.
So I kind of find a way to tie it all in for an end goal for a specific week, right? So
Okay.
but then also too, I treat Dillard's as like my Dillard's University, right? These people have been in the industry forever. So it's almost kind of, I love it because I love learning. So
Right.
it's easy to balance because I love doing it. And I'm like, okay, what else can I learn? What can I learn today? And every day isn't like that, but
Right.
passion really does make a difference,
It does.
But yeah, if I had to, some days I look at myself, I'm just like, wow, Jatcie, how do you do it? But
Yeah.
really, it's like the passion that drives you and the will to see what God has placed in your heart to, come to fruition or manifest, really.
Yeah. And you definitely don't want to fumble that, right? It's like if God has given you a vision, it wasn't an accident that you were given whatever specific vision was assigned to you.
Yeah.
Because some days I wake up and be like, I do not want to work with a single client today.
Listen.
And I'm like, now you're going to be praying that God send you some clients, so you better be humble and be nice and show up like you're supposed to. Right. Sometimes it gets heavy, like wearing all the hats of one, being a woman in America, going to corporate America job, being a mom. Yeah. Then you want to run a business, and you have to be a friend, and you have to be a sister, and you have to be a daughter. You be like, I just want to take off one hat and then put the other hats down and just be me. So it's good that you're understanding the importance of, I call it harmonizing versus balancing, because I don't think we ever balance, right? We kind of make it kind of sway to be like, okay, Monday through Tuesday, I could probably put in 25% to my business. I know I got to put 75% every day of the week to my kids. So I can't really wave on that too much. But that other 25, I can go ahead and put it with that 75. But okay, you're at 100% for today, but not feel the pressure of doing everything every day. Like, you got to be a parent every day. Yeah. But you can step away from your business one day and be like, you know what, just for today, I'm not going to do anything with my business. And I learned this from Shamir. She told me a couple weeks ago, she was like, on Mondays, I do absolutely nothing with my business. That is my rest day. I don't look at emails. I don't plan. I don't do anything. And I think we owe that to ourselves too. Right. We'll still be successful regardless of how much we work in one day. Mm-hmm. But find time to give yourself grace to be like, I'm doing a great job. Mm-hmm. It's okay for me to rest, right? Because if you're exhausted, you really can't. You can't work at 100% if you're on empty. So I think that's so key. What do you think is the best, or what have you learned the most as being a entrepreneur?
Well, I've learned a lot. But
what would you share with someone that's thinking about becoming an entrepreneur? Like one tip to be like, this is something to keep in the forefront of your mind if you're thinking about starting your own business.
This may sound cliche, but I would have to say stay the course. Yeah. I mentioned the last podcast that I had. And it's just, it's a mindset, you know, you want
Mm-hmm.
to enter this journey with the right mindset.
Yeah.
And it's like a constant mental thing. So I would definitely, like, if I had to share one thing, it would just be stay the course, you know,
Yeah.
stay true to the vision that you've written down, stay true to what God told you and what he said the end will be.
Right.
That will make it a lot easier when things come along and you try to,
Yeah.
you know, go
And it doesn't
every
work
which way.
out right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I mean, I say that because I've experienced a few things like that too in my entrepreneurial journey. But stay the course,
Yeah.
you know, mentally, physically. Right, and writing the vision is so important because you know what to say no to, right?
Right.
So if it doesn't look like what you've written down or what you're believing God for, or what you're just believing to happen in this day, you know, say no and stay the course. If
Yeah.
it looks like that, say yes, stay the course.
That's so
But it's
good.
definitely a mental thing for
It
sure.
it is, because some days you be exhausted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But understanding your why
Yes.
is usually what I say. I'm like, at any given time, I can understand my why, and I can revisit that why. Like, why did I start this? I
Right.
didn't start this because I had some type of financial goal that I wanted.
Right.
I started PE one because I wanted to make sure I showed up for other women. I
Mm-hmm.
made sure that the women around me felt confident, right? Because oftentimes the most beautiful woman in the room can have confidence issues, right? She can
Yeah.
have self-esteem issues, and you wouldn't know it based on her visual appearance, right? But oh, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
She's probably in the car crying before she comes to the event, like dealing with
Yeah.
life. But you don't know that. But I think being honest, and I challenge my clients often. I'm like, hey, it's okay that you feel that this is a style pain point, because that's what I call all their things that they identify, right? Because people be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I don't like my arms, I don't like my legs are too skinny. I said, okay, that's a style pain point.
Yeah.
We can navigate around that. We can dress
Right.
around that. But let's peel back the layers to why you feel that way. Are you feeling that way because you thought of that? Or are you feeling this way because someone told you that, right?
Right.
Because people can speak stuff to you and you be like, oh, so wait, maybe my legs are too skinny.
Yeah.
No, they're
Yeah.
not. You've been made in God's image already.
Right.
So, however you look, now you may want to go to the gym and try to tone up, but
Yeah. That part.
you know what I'm saying? It's not that deep for you to be like, oh my God, I just feel no.
Yeah.
Position yourself with your words and understand that you're fine.
Right.
So I think it's so important. What do you think about the ambassador program that you did with Dillard's, the partnership where all of the other influencers came in to Dillard's? What was your initial thought when you started that initiative?
Really, my initial thought was that, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I just, you know, okay, so I will preface it by saying this. I feel like, in the simplest terms, money is attracted to me, right? I feel like God has given me the ability to generate money creatively, you know, in whatever regard. You know, I feel like I've done this for church, for my brother, for, you know, so many different things in my life. And I just kind of look back over and I'm like, okay, maybe this is a gift, you know, whatever. But it started off as a seed, right? It was just an idea. And I just want to shout out to my store manager, Abby Mills. You know, she's awesome.
Yes, Abby.
I worked under her for a few years now. And also my previous store manager, Keisha Johnson, I worked under her just for a little while. But, you know, they really, really believe in me, and like anything that comes to my mind, they're like, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
it really doesn't even have to be fine-tuned, but I was really excited because I felt like, you know, it's a smaller store than what I came from. So I used to work in the Greensboro store, which is really big, lots of traffic. And, you know, I was just like, well, if I'm going to drive sales in my department, I need to get people in the store, because this isn't a store where people pass through. It's like kind of
Right.
a standalone as opposed to Greensboro. And, you know, I knew what I was doing as far as like trying on the clothes, which really started with COVID and people not wanting to come in the store. I would just do like
Right.
a TikTok, whatever. And I was like, you know what if like 10 of me did that? Like what
Yep.
kind of impact would that make? And so the bottom line was to showcase what Dillard's has. You know, I had a few key points in vocalizing the idea, but I didn't think it would have been as impactful. And what I mean by that is, you know, people are still coming in saying, oh, hey, I saw this on a influencer's Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But there were so many pillars to it. I mean, we could really go on and on about it, but I just thought like initially, like this would be really impactful
Yeah.
for our community, because that's what we're
Right.
trying to do, draw people to Dillard's, draw people and show them what we have. Because if I'm being honest, when I was in college and at UNCG, I did not know Greensboro had the like really cute fashions. I don't know if y'all on the live knew, but I was very shocked, like, wow, you know, they have really cute stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
And I hadn't shopped in Dillard's probably in a while. So when you reached out to me and was like, hey, I want you to do this influencer partnership, I was like, what?
yeah.
So I can come in the store early access and shop all the things. And
Yeah.
by the way, I can bring someone with me. This is in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming down there. I looked it up. I was like, okay, I do have to drive a little bit, but I'm coming.
Yeah.
Because we had full access to the store. And it was probably about, I think it was like 10 or 12 of us, different influencers in different industries that came into the store. You was able to try on whatever you wanted, including the shoes. And I actually grabbed a couple things while I was there, but that's not here nor there, okay? Because they just hopped on a live. But we were able to shop, and it was such a fun time. We had laughter. We had endless shopping. We had snacks, because, you know, a girl loves snacks.
Hey.
So it was good for that. I was like, this is really a game changer. So I saw when you did the first version, I think it was the prom dresses probably, was one of the first ones that you did.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember which. I think that was the first one, right? That you did with the.
It was
the show.
a little different.
Okay.
That one was a little different. That's when I was the juniors selling business manager in the Greensboro store. So we just had to come up with an event.
Yeah.
But you know, I go big or go home. So if it looked like
Listen, that's the only way to go.
yes, then that's what it was, and that's what we're gonna call it.
Exactly. But I love that. And I love that for you, because you've created a space, right, that other people are now attracted and intrigued about. So it's like, okay, any idea that Jay comes with, we're definitely going to support that 100%. So welcome everyone that's jumped on. Sorry we didn't give you a warm welcome, but welcome. If you guys have any questions while you're here, definitely feel free to go ahead and hit the question mark and ask whatever questions you may have. Jay has introduced herself. We talked about how we met over 10 years ago, and we're still connected. And I love that for us, because it's power in one sisterhood. It's power in staying connected, and it's power in showing up for other people. Because if you don't, when your table turns around, your support might be missing too. So you got to be definitely active. What do you feel? Yeah. What is your perspective as far as being an image consultant? Because you're in that space as well. What has your journey been like in that space?
Woo. It's been a real. I mean that like I'm very expressive, by the way. So I mean that in a good like What I love that I meet women of all walks of life, right? Yeah. It has taught me so much about myself, about business. I mean, every client is different, you know, and it has helped me. Yeah, it has helped me formulate, I don't know, just different ways to run business, different ways to approach people or approach women who have XYZ. Yeah. It's kind of been, I don't know if spotty is the right word, but like I said, I just work with women from all different walks of life. But I love it, you know, and I'm able to kind of merge the two simply because I work at Dillard's. You know, I know everyone's not shopping Dillard's, but I kind of get a take on like what the latest trends are, what people are wearing. And then I get to see also customers in different body shapes and different things. And I don't know, it's been interesting, but very rewarding. And I just say that literally because like someone will text me, and this is probably my fault, you know, I'm not as structured in my image.
Go ahead, break that down. Break that down. Go ahead.
I'm not as structured in my image consulting portion of my business as I'm sorry. Okay.
You okay?
Yes, it was my chair, so the little cushion flew away. But as I am with my designing process, so people will contact me from different places. So last year I got my first out of state client, right? And this was like during COVID. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you know, I remember I stayed up one night and I was like, you know what? I can make this doable, right? And I feel like every client has been like that, unless they're local or someone that I can drive to. Everybody wants something different. And so I kind of stopped giving people options and just, you know, we kind of talked about this a little bit, just made it. Yeah.
Because that's key. Because if you give too many options, then people will come with an array of things that they think they want. And in reality, you have to reel them back in and be like, wait, that's not really what you need. What you need is this.
And that's exactly like key to image consulting. You know, if you study the business of it, then you know, and you study the body shapes, you already know what this person is going to look good in. You know, after a consultation, what they're looking for. You know, we know, I think you called it the
style pain points.
You know what those are. And I think it really is a natural gift that really have to have, you know, it's really no way for me to explain it, but I think every client, like I said, every client is different. It helps me learn a little bit more about the business, learn a little bit more about how to effectively run my business. But it's also expanded me because I never would have thought I would have an out-of-state client. You know, who knew that would happen? But it was a very successful partnership, and you know, I was very excited about that. So you know, it's like a growing thing.
It's like, I'm going out of town.
Yes.
Listen, Tanika says she likes style pain points. Yeah, that concept, because it's a play on words for sure, right? Because it's like, it could be something that you don't like, but that is very elementary. It's not something that you don't like. It's just something that you need to adapt and overcome. So what is the style pain point that is creating this sense of uneasiness or confusion when it comes to getting dressed, right? So then you peel back the layers of it, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, this is probably because someone told me that. Yeah, I really don't feel like that when I think about it. Or you think about all of the emotional stuff that you have packed away in a book or in a closet or in a box, right? So when I do a closet audit with a client, man, oh man, it is a definite experience, because I'm like, okay, listen, I don't know if you drink wine, if you drink punch, I don't know if you want to get a cup of tea, but get whatever you need, because I need you to emotionally be prepared for everything that's going to come out of this closet, okay? Because you may have this scarf that you had since 8th grade because your first crush gave it to you. Sis, you're about to be 40. What we doing with this scarf? We're going to need to pack this away. We need to donate it, sell it, do whatever you need to do. But that's what I think about when I think about dealing with a client. It's like, let's get to the root of all of it. Because once I give you the tools that you need to feel comfortable in styling yourself, you can do this on your own. I mean, I still want to be a part of the process, right? Don't get rid of me. But I'm giving you all of the necessary tools to add into your tool belt, but you can do it yourself. And that is so rewarding when your client calls you or sends you a text and it's like, oh my God, I went in the store and I was able to do, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
So you listened, you learned, and you actually acted on it. Okay.
Yes, that was successful.
That worked? Okay, I can do that again.
Yes.
It's interesting that you said that you hadn't really structured your business of image consulting the way you have in Outclass, right? Mm-hmm. But I just want to go ahead and share this with you now. The goal, the vision that I have, right? And I've been talking about this for over a year. I eventually want PE image consultant to come from PE image consultant to PE agency. So what that looks like is I'll have image consultants that are under the umbrella of PE. So it'll be such a warm family. Yeah. So I see where you're going here. Listen, as I grow and develop this, you know, because Shamir is really my business coach. She doesn't know she has that title, but she does. I will give you more information because I would love for you to come under the umbrella of PE. So, ding, 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 ding.
I see where she's going. I can flow. Yeah. I can flow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, come on in. Yes. Because if you think about it, if you have enough women in the space that has the same mindset as you in business, it makes sense to partner, right? Yes, Shamir, you see your eyes on this line.
I love that response.
Shamir, I love you so much. But if you have women that are like-minded, that have the same goals as you as far as business and how it looks to show it for other women, right? It makes sense to partner with people that understand it, where you're not going to have to second guess, like, is this a good business idea? Yes, with anything that you do within your business, you want to actually talk to God about it, pray about it, meditate on it, and then wait for the answer that's given to you to be like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Or if he be like, no, not yet, you got to be okay with the not yet, right? Because your not yet could just be not yet. It's not a no. So that's my thing. I just want to let you know, put that out there.
You know what? By faith, she put it out there, y'all.
Drop those
y'all
out
see
there.
What she did there.
If you guys felt that, go ahead and drop some emojis in the chat there for us.
Look, this is all the confirmation we need.
Listen, look at all the hearts. Yes. See? We love it here. We love it here. Let me see. You see my lovely cup? You don't have your mug.
I do. Oh wait. Oh, I do have it, y'all. Give me just a second. Let me go grab it. Hold on.
Look, Jay, where's your mug?
I'm sorry. Let me grab it real quick.
It's okay.
It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And it matches my background. Gold.
Look at
Love
that.
it, gold.
She has a Faith and Fashion mug. Beautiful.
Love this.
I have to figure out a way to actually, so what I've done recently with one of my clients, since you are at Dillard's and I had the shopping experience in Dillard's, I've been able to utilize some of Dillard's pieces in the lookbooks so that clients can shop Dillard's. And they're always like, oh, I wouldn't even have thought to go. Don't worry about it. This is why I created a lookbook for you, and you need to get these pieces. So as long as I'm reaching out, like, okay. Oh, and everyone loved the loafers that I got when I was here. The Antonio loafers. Look.
Which, shameless plug, y'all. Shameless plug.
Go ahead and drop
one of the other ASMs. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead and drop it.
Oh, I just want to say hey to Terry, and thank you so much for your sweet comment. She's another ASM that our area sales manager that works in the Burlington location, and she's been super supportive as well. So kisses and flowers to you, Terry. Thank you so much. I just wanted to put this plug in here. So those Antonio Milani loafers, or anything Antonio Milani for that matter, is exclusive to Dillard's. And I love that because that's kind of what I went to school with. So it's really fun to study those brands and those designers that they also pull in as influencers. So if you love her loafers, you can only find them at Dillard's. That's all I want to say.
We're still trying to find the purple Alex mules that I got, because they were sold out. So my client Shaquita wants them. Tanika says she got her Antonio loafers. So be on the lookout if they come back in stock, because I know they were sold out when we checked probably like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So unfortunately those were by way. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bad news. Blah, blah. Those were by way. Well, I mean, actually, it may not be all bad news, but those were by way of one of the influencers through Antonio Milani. If you follow Dillard's at all, what they're doing is kind of pulling these people who have a good influence, a good following, and saying, hey, the short of the long is, hey, like, will you create a capsule collection with us? Help us promote it to get more people. Yeah. So, but there are clearance stores. I'm not saying you will find them there, but after so long, we do ship our merchandise to clearance stores, and you can get some really good steals from the clearance stores. Please still shop at the
definitely shop. Yeah, but they have to check out the new collection that just dropped on the 13th. So do you want to tell them about that collection?
Yeah. Oh, y'all, I'm literally so excited about it. Like, oh my God. Like, yes, I'm like, okay, I'm being a professional now, but I'm really jumping through the roof. This is a milestone for so many reasons, visibly and not visibly, but like, okay, so her name is Vanita Aspen. She is on Southern Charm. I think that's what the show is. She is very vocal in how she designs, and she's been very vocal in this collection, which I love. You can tell she's very passionate about what she's doing. All of the things that she's released are true and dear to her heart. I mean, some of her dresses are named after her family members. One of the dresses is named after her grandma, or her aunt, excuse me, that just passed, but her aunt embodied this very jazzy kind of way of dressing, and she just has like reinvented it in a dress. And I love that so much because I like to think like everything I do it from my heart, right? You know, no one will ever find me saying like, oh, I'm never going to do that again, you know, because I initially did it, I did it from my heart, right? And so it doesn't take from me in the way, if somebody wrongs me, it doesn't take from me because I did it from my heart. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. You can just tell she's super passionate about it. And it's colorful, it's bold. I mean, I think actually when we looked at the numbers this morning in the emails, it's the one influencer that has done the best out of all the influencers. And I think they started doing this about 2 years ago. But if you do not follow her, her name is Vanita Aspen. She's super confident, African-American girl, just embodying, I mean, just being impactful, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yes, I literally saw it on your story last night, and I was like, wait, let me go see what's going on. And that pink two-piece,
oh my goodness, yes,
I need that.
So we're gonna
Jay, can you
get you that?
Look, I need that. Jay, can you put her name in the chat so I can pin it for everyone?
Yes, give me 1 second here.
So we'll pin it for you guys, and if you haven't, definitely check out her collection. It dropped on the 13th, so literally 2 days ago. But there you go. There you go. Yes, let me go ahead and pin it.
Yeah, hi China.
There you go.
Sorry.
All right, Shaquita, I had Jay type it in, so I pinned it so everyone can go ahead and look at her collection. Yeah, because I would have spelled her name a little different, so that's why I was like, I'm just let Jay do that.
Yeah. No worries.
I'm gonna let her do that. And then Jay, tell them how can we show up and support you? Like, what's one thing or two ways that we can support you?
Well, as far as it relates to my personal business, Outclassed, I will be launching a line, and I've not really shared this with too many people, but because it is in the works. Yes, y'all are special, and because everything is tangible right now, I can go ahead and say, you know, I will be releasing a collection for the summer, so keep an eye out. If you don't follow Outclassed, I've not had much traffic and much dealings with it lately because we've been really focused on the Dillard side here, but please go follow, check it out. I will be releasing some things and kind of taking you in on the back ground of everything. But I will release a flyer at some point. And if you are local in the area, please come out and join us for the launch party. It's very
Right.
similar to what I've been learning at Dillard's, which is why I love working for the company. It's I'm going to school and applying what I've learned at school.
Yeah.
But then there's also Dillard's if you are local or just at like near Dillard's in general. Please go support these exclusive brands. You know, a lot of brick and mortars are going out of business, and
Yes.
we want to stay the course. You know, we want to be here in 10 years. So it takes you all supporting us with those exclusive brands and shopping with us and
Yeah.
telling your friends about it. So, but if you're in Burlington or the Triad area, please come to Burlington and see us. We have wonderful stylists and people ready to help.
Yeah. See? Now, guys, if you're wondering how to figure out to follow Jay's other page, just go to her page.
Sorry.
The information is in her bio, so you can just tap and go to Outclass and go ahead and follow. The key in order for us to elevate other women in business is pouring into other women, regardless if that looks like sharing something, if that looks like making a comment, if that looks like making an investment. It can look different to everyone, so don't feel like, oh, if I don't have money to spend right now, then I can't. You can support by sharing word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
So take time, get connected. You're definitely going to be connected to Jay because she's a woman of impact, a woman of purpose, and she has a pure heart, right? All those reasons alone should make you want to get tapped in and stay connected. Does anyone have any questions before we hop off? Because we would love to stay with you guys all night. However, we don't want to keep you guys too long. So definitely ask your questions. Don't be shy. Keep in mind that no question is a silly question, only the question that you don't ask.
Right.
I think I probably made that up, but hey, it's okay.
It's all my daughter says questions are good for learning. So, you know,
exactly.
I take that with me everywhere I go.
See, you guys got to listen to Gabby. Okay? Hashtag Gabby says.
Right.
Because Gabby is clever. But yeah, so I'm going to keep looking for the muse for Shaquita because sis was in love with those and we couldn't find them. We found them in black, but we could not find them in that plum. When I saw those, I was like, I have to get these. Da, 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 da. And the shoes that's in Vanita Aspen's line are awesome too. That's like paired with that. She has like a floral.
Amazing.
I was looking on the I was like, oh my God, I really don't need all this stuff. So let me dial it back a little bit.
You need it all. You need it all eventually.
No, I can't say that online.
You need that, period.
They look so beautiful. It's the print, and then it looks like it has pearl applique. Like,
yes, to detail. You need them all. I'm sorry.
Listen, Big China said, when is the next influencer event? I missed the last two. Yes, Big China, we need you to be tapped in, sis, so you can be there.
So we haven't quite secured the date, but it will be coming up. So when I do something, I'm always like, how can I make it better? How can I make it different? You know, my mind's going crazy, but we are looking for ways to measure the success of the previous ones. And they've been successful. Now it's just a matter of like how successful. So we are strategizing and looking into that, but it will be soon. Our focus might be a little different, but if it's me manning it, then y'all know it'll be about the latest clothing. Exactly. I will definitely let you know. Yes, it's gonna be. I mean, we're gonna need a bigger store. What do y'all think?
I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, I think I should come to
Thank
Charlotte.
you, China. Thank you so much for that. She's been like a really great supporter. I mean, we literally met via Instagram and like the first influencer event, and she was just sending me all these names. So I greatly
we love that.
Yes.
Look, I'm gonna make sure I follow her after.
Yeah, she's super influential and impactful as well. Like, she's got a lot to say. I love it. I'm always like, what's she post today? You know, because we need to go.
Well, listen, I'm gonna definitely follow you after this live series wraps up. But I definitely want to thank everyone for sharing the stage with us tonight. Jay, it's been such an honor and a privilege to have you here. You know, I'm going to definitely talk to you probably in like a day or two.
Right.
With Life is Life, because you're actually available on Friday. So I will be on your line.
Yes.
So don't be alarmed when you see my name pop up on a call ID. No, but again, we thank you guys for your time. If you guys have any questions moving forward, you can definitely feel free to either send Jay or myself a DM, and definitely follow her. Tanika, thank you so much for the love and support. Tanika is actually going to grace the stage on the 22nd, maybe? I believe it's the 22nd is when Tanika will be on live. So the Women of Impact series continues, right?
Yeah.
So next Wednesday we'll be live. Actually, we have a live this Sunday at 11 a.m. I know some people may be in church, but you can definitely catch the playback. I'm going to save this live so you can send it to your friends, because I'm sure some of them missed the conversation tonight, but we would love for them to tap into all the upcoming conversations. So Jay, anything you want to share before we wrap up?
I just want to thank everyone. It means a lot that you joined us here tonight for this amount of time as well. I think we're both women who are passionate and, you know, focused on making an impact. And to me, it means a lot that you are here with us, enjoying our conversation and just sharing in the goodness of what's going on. So thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, guys. Oh, look at all the love.
I know.
This kid can't dance, so. Have a good night, everyone. I know. I need a training class. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.